The Raw Recap, WWE Raw 21st of the 3rd, 2016. After Raw kicked off last week with a match and no McMahon in sight, your regularly scheduled Authority segment returns with Stephanie McMahon addressing the crowd. She said that Triple H won't be here tonight, not because of the Roman beatdown from last week, but because of his job. She let the universe know that she knew about success, which led to an appearance from the #1 contender to the WWE World Heavyweight title, Roman Reigns. The universe booed him as he told Steph that Triple H wasn't here because he knew he'd get an ass whooping. He went on to say that Reigns will stand in her ring and beat her husband to win back his title. Steph tried to slap him. He blocked it and told her that he was the Authority. A thankfully short opening segment for once. In our first match, we got IC champ Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. The crowd loved these two guys, and both of them again showed their international education, taking the match to the outside and the top rope. After a top rope reversal, with Styles about to end the match, courtesy of the phenomenal forearm, Chris Jericho appeared. He pretended to cheer for his brief tag team partner as Styles gave Owens the calf killer. Y2J got on the apron and Styles went after him, letting Owens pick up another victory thanks to the distraction. Didn't we just see this match on SmackDown last week? After the match, Owens stated he was still the IC champ and that in 13 days he will defend the title at KO Mania. Dolph Ziggler and The Miz came out to interrupt the prize fighter. They both wanted a title shot at Wrestlemania. Then out came Sami Zayn asking for the same thing. Owens told the men that none of them deserve a shot, but he'll go to the Authority to set up a triple threat match, with the winner getting a title shot at Wrestlemania. Dean Ambrose versus Braun Strowman announced for later tonight. Yes. We joined Dean Ambrose at a Philadelphia bar talking trash about Lesnar. Out of nowhere, we get an appearance from the hardcore legend, Terry Funk. Terry gave Ambrose a similar pep talk to the one that Foley gave the Lunatic Fringe last week. He said he wished he had a son just like him, and gave Ambrose a chainsaw. Ambrose started the motor and cut through a table with absolute elation on his face. I'm loving the hardcore legends passing the torch to the Dean. Wonder if we get Tommy Dreamer next week. Backstage, Owens meets with Steph wanting a high-profile match and proposes the triple threat match to her. She agrees, and Owens says, "Tell Hunter I said hi." Some general discussion from WWE legends about Shane versus Taker at WrestleMania. Seems as if the "Shane has a lockbox full of info Vince wants to keep under wraps" part of the angle has been quickly forgotten about. Sheamus talks trash about the New Day with a recap from the beatdown they took at the top of the show last week. The New Day come out and after a few comic misfires, they got the crowd to get back behind them. The League of Nations and the New Day got into a quick brawl, with the New Day getting the upper hand to start the match. Big E with the New Day versus Rusev with the lads had brawling on the outside while the two big men went at it. JBL started to give some support to the New Day on commentary, which came across as strange, given he hated them not even a week ago. With some sneaky shenanigans from both teams throughout the match, a ref distraction from Sheamus went wrong, and Big E spears him through the ropes. Kofi ends up kicking Rusev, allowing Big E to give Rusev the big ending and pick up the win for the unicorn-loving team. Still surprising that Rusev took the loss here, and not the departing King Barrett, but still a fun match to add to their build to WrestleMania. Quick Wyatt promo about how great they are, and to talk up the Ambrose-Strowman match later on tonight. Big Show comes down to the ring to have a chat with the universe. He tells them he is a great giant, but that Andre the Giant is the person all giants strive to be like. He pits over his win from the Andre the Giant Battle Royale last year and wants to take home the trophy again. The social outcasts then appear. They say they are like Voltron and together will take out Big Show at WrestleMania. Show didn't seem too impressed, so they attacked him. Kane returns to help Show and they toss the outcasts out of the ring. Big Show hugs Kane and goes to celebrate on the top turnbuckle. Out of nowhere, Kane grabs him and gives him a chokeslam, slamming him down to the mat from the top. With less than 2 weeks to go, this was your build for the Andre Battle Royale this year. It could have been worse. Your next member of the Hall of Fame 2016 is Stan Hansen. A WrestleMania Rewind match up next with Chris Jericho versus the lesser spotted Fandango. Even though we haven't seen Fandango on the main shows for a while, it's good to know he's still around. Y2J healed it up against the dancing Phenom, beating him down and yelling at him. Fandango got in some offense, but ended up missing his top rope leg drop. AJ appeared in a mirror of what happened in his match earlier, mocking him with a Y2 jackass chant. Fandango ends up taking a codebreaker and Jericho wins the match. AJ rushes the ring and Y2J gets out of dodge. AJ cuts a promo saying he's worked around the world but never at WrestleMania. He challenges Jericho to a match at the grandest stage of them all and will prove why they cheer for him. The universe didn't seem too impressed with this, but their match at Mania could steal the show. We get some more WWE legends give their opinion on Shane vs Taker at WrestleMania. Owens is special ring announcer for the next contest. He announces the participants for the triple threat match for his IC title with the winner facing him at WrestleMania. Being his usual heel-like self, he announces Stardust versus Sin Cara versus the internet champion Zack Ryder, leaving Sami Zayn out of the match, Vintage Owens. As the match begins, we get Owens on commentary. He talks trash about Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and Sami Zayn, even though they are not in this match. A surprisingly good match, with the crowd didn't seem to care. Even when there were high spots like a Sin Cara moonsault to the outside, the crowd sat on their hands. Sami Zayn comes out to the ring and goes straight after Owens. He is joined by Ziggler and The Miz, with the match in the ring becoming background noise to this argument. The match was thrown out with all the men starting a brawl on the outside. Somehow, Owens manages to slip out of this and get away. The contenders all stand off against each other, angry with the outcome. As Owens goes backstage, Steph gives him an earful and announces that Owens will defend the IC title against Sami Zayn, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, Stardust and Sin Cara at WrestleMania. It'll be a ladder match. Even if this will be a cluster of a match, it's great to see Ryder getting a chance to go to the grandest stage of them all. Triple H arrives to pick up Steph, but as they're ready to leave, Roman is standing in their way. He goes after Triple H, pulling him out of the car as the Billion Dollar Princess screams. They somehow escape this beatdown after another unprovoked attack by the challenger to the champion. Again, we're caught in a place where Triple H comes off as a face protecting his wife, and Reigns comes off as a heel attacking a defenseless and off-duty champion. The Roman experiment seems to still be in full swing. A rematch from WWE Roadblock, but this time not for the title, sees WWE Divas champion Charlotte against Natalya. This match had Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch on commentary, who ended up becoming the focus. They argue between themselves as who was the best to hype up their WrestleMania match. Charlotte wins after giving Natalya the natural selection and getting the 3 count. We've seen this match before, and as short and as good as it was, ended up being overshadowed by the focus being put on the weak commentary. The Rock is coming to WrestleMania, but what will he be doing? Nobody, including the WWE, seems to know yet, so yay? Bubba Ray Dudley with Devon vs R-Truth. This follows on from a match from last week's SmackDown where the Suntan Superman came to the aid of Goldust after a beatdown by the Dudleys. The match had almost no crowd reaction, and after Devon causes a distraction to let Bubba pick up the win, they started a post-match beatdown on R-Truth. Goldust came down to try and help, but was knocked down for his troubles. Cue the Usos coming down to actually save the day. They go to grab a table from under the ring, and Bubba saves his partner Devon from getting put through it. Basically, the same segment from SmackDown last week, but with R-Truth and Goldie switching up roles. The crowd really didn't seem to care about this match either, or either of the teams, which in Philadelphia is just a shame. With the crowd almost dead by this point, out came the chairman Vince McMahon to make a Hell in the Cell special announcement for WrestleMania. He quickly recaps the implications of Shane winning and how we've got to this point. Vince knows that Shane will do everything he can to win, and said he agreed with Shane on one point, that Taker is his bitch. He says that if Taker doesn't win this Mania, it will be his last. This is a pretty big stipulation to add to the drama of this WrestleMania match, but it seems like the crowd just didn't care, and by this point I don't think anyone at home does either. Vince said that if Shane won, the authority was dead and the chairman would likely never be seen again. The build-up for this match could have really used one more month, with these announcements now feeling like desperation booking. Brock Lesnar will be at SmackDown. The main event of the night saw Dean Ambrose versus Braun Strowman, accompanied to the ring by the Wyatt family. Paul Heyman was on commentary to help sell the Lesnar versus Ambrose match at WrestleMania. Ambrose started the match playing keep away, sending Strowman to the outside and then hitting a suicide dive on the big man. Strowman manhandled Ambrose as Heyman kept on hyping up the WrestleMania street fight, and Ambrose put the big man into a sleeper. Strowman then got the upper hand, putting the lunatic fringe into another nerve hold. With rest holds aplenty, the Philadelphia crowd started chanting the match was boring, even when Ambrose fought back with a missile dropkick and some clothesline. Both men tried to get the crowd fired up, but still no one seemed to care. Strowman ended up hitting the ring post shoulder first. Bray Wyatt tried to get Strowman back in the game by shouting at him as Ambrose used a chair. Ambrose gets disqualified and the crowd hate it. Post-match, Ambrose continued the assault on Strowman with the chair, and after hitting Dirty Deeds, he stared down Paul Heyman. That's thankfully where we ended the night before it got any worse. Overall, I'll give this show 6 out of 10 unicorns. Friendship may be magic, but this show certainly wasn't. What did you think of this show? Has Dean Ambrose run out of gas on the road to WrestleMania? Or do you think he's making the best of a bad situation? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and subscribe for more videos. This has been a Foul Original. Thanks for watching and see you next time.